Welcome to the first episode on Social Media Genie, and I am particularly excited to welcome you. Here at Social Media Genie, we help engineering brands, technical brands, and real estate brands interpret their complex work to content that everybody can relate. But today we're going to be talking about brand strategy and content strategy. Do they mean the same thing? Are they opposite of each other? A brand strategy is a long-term blueprint that defines who a brand is, why it exists, who it serves, and how it is perceived in the market. Did we get that? Now I want you to take note of some keywords in this explanation. Long-term. Now let's hold that. Normally, a good brand strategy would answer the following questions. Why does the brand exist? Who does it serve? What personality or tone are we embodying for this brand? What promise do we consistently deliver? What makes us different? Brand strategy covers how the brand is perceived in a broader sense, in the long term, and it even covers for the content. All of these things covers for the content. These are some of the things that are put in place for a brand, even before the brand starts, before the inception of the brand, because there is no brand without all these questions being answered. So that is a brand strategy. A content strategy is a short-term structured plan on how to communicate the brand strategy. How, why, and where. Now, I want you to also take note of the keyword short-term. A content strategy will answer the questions: what should we talk about? Where should we talk about it? How should we communicate it? What formats do we use? How often should we publish? What journey are we taking the audience through? Is it a series? Is it not a series? And how do we measure the success? The analytics, the metrics, that is where a content strategy is. So the difference between a content strategy and a brand strategy is very simple. A brand strategy seeks to position the brand, seeks to look at the entirety of the brand and seeks to position it in such a way that in the long run or in the market, they stand out. Brand strategy is the identity roadmap. That's why I said there is no brand in the first place without a brand strategy. And a content strategy is the execution of that roadmap. When I mean the execution, is the communication of that roadmap. Now, what does a social media manager do? Do they do a brand strategy or do they do a content strategy? Now, let me explain this. A social media manager can do a brand strategy. When a brand comes to you and tell you, this is what we are doing, this is what we want, this is what we want, and we want you to come up with a strategy for our content. What they're asking you for is for a content strategy. But when a brand comes up and tells you, oh, we're just starting up, we don't really have any direction, we don't really have anything we want, we have yet, we don't really have anything yet, we just want you to come up with something, that is a brand strategy. Most of the time, if you're going to have to be setting up the identity of the brand, how the brand is perceived, how the brand communicates, how the brand will sound, the kind of advert they will put out, the kind of tone they will have, then you're working on a brand strategy. But if you're just doing a short-term thing for the content, specifically for the content, how long the content is going to last, how frequent it's going to happen, and how consistent you're going to post, what houses you're going to be posting on, that is a content strategy. As a social media manager, of course, you're not limited to just one thing. You can equally learn how to work on a brand strategy. If you want me to explain to you in another video how to think like a brand strategist and how to think like a content strategist, please let me know in the comment section. But for now, I hope that you understand what a brand strategy is and what a content strategy is. Ciao.